So, there's this big prediction making waves in the crypto world, right? Some analysts are saying that a 90% Bitcoin rally is basically inevitable. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a pretty bold claim. They're basing it on some key metrics, like the fact that Bitcoin's been showing strong signs of accumulation. But is it realistic to expect a 90% jump? That's huge.
I agree. But when you look at the on-chain data, the numbers are pretty compelling. For instance, the MVRV ratio is one indicator suggesting Bitcoin could be poised for a big breakout. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, that's the market value to realized value ratio, right? When that number is low, it typically signals that Bitcoin is undervalued. If that's true, it could be setting up for a big rally.
Exactly. And right now, it's sitting at levels similar to past moments before major price surges. I think that's what's getting people excited.
But don't you think there's a lot of risk in this? A 90% rally sounds great, but crypto's volatile nature always keeps people on edge. What about the potential for a massive correction?
That's a fair point. The market is definitely unpredictable, but historically, Bitcoin tends to bounce back after big dips. So if this rally happens, it could be short-term pain for long-term gain.
True. And it's also worth mentioning the institutional buying. Big players like Tesla and MicroStrategy have been accumulating Bitcoin. Do you think that's a major factor in this potential rally?
Absolutely. Institutional buying brings a lot of credibility to Bitcoin. It's not just retail investors anymore. There's real money backing it. That could be one of the key drivers.
That makes sense. When institutional investors get involved, they're not typically in it for a quick profit. They're seeing Bitcoin as a long term hedge against inflation.
Right? Which could help stabilize the market. But then there's the flip side, regulation. How do you think government actions will affect this potential breakout?
Regulation is always a wild card. If governments start cracking down or imposing stricter rules, it could put a damper on any rally. But on the other hand, clearer regulations might make Bitcoin more mainstream.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Clear rules could reduce uncertainty, but too many regulations might scare off some investors. It's a fine balance.
That's why it's so hard to predict with certainty. There's just so much at play: market sentiment, regulations, adoption rates. It's like a delicate dance.
Definitely. But if Bitcoin does break out as predicted, we could see new highs, and that could attract more retail investors. It could be a snowball effect.
And imagine if it crosses that $100,000 mark. That would be a game changer for the whole crypto market, not just Bitcoin.
Absolutely. It could push Bitcoin into the mainstream even more. But I guess, like always, it comes down to timing. You never really know when the breakout will happen.
Right? But one thing's for sure, the interest in Bitcoin is only growing. Whether the 90% rally happens or not, it's clear that Bitcoin is here to stay.
Agreed. It's all about staying informed, watching the data, and managing risk. In the crypto world, anything can happen, but if the signs point to a breakout, we'll be ready.
For sure. It's an exciting time to be in crypto, that's for sure. We'll see what happens in the coming months.
Yeah, let's see if Bitcoin can live up to the hype. Only time will tell.